Morning, folks. Thought I would just start a little bit early today. Goose was just right here, and she wanted to be on camera, so she asked if she could please get on YouTube. She wants to get famous. We'll get started at around maybe a little bit past 9. I'm just going to hang out here for a little while. We're in no rush. No rush at all. Oh, now Goose is on the keyboard. Oh my goodness. Just messing everything up. Goosey, you're being bad. Very bad cat. Very, very bad cat. Okay, no. Now she's literally trying to eat the iPad. She's got her, I don't know if you can see this, but she has her hand right on the corner of my iPad here. Goose, don't be bad. Why you gotta be so bad? Oh my gosh. You see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. Get off the keyboard, you goof. You're just being a goof. Morning. Yeah, like I said in just a minute ago, if you're just tuning in now, I'm a little bit early, just hanging out. I just thought I'd go live just a few minutes earlier. Goose wanted to get onto YouTube. She wanted to get famous. Good morning. Imagine being as happy as a cat. Just imagine. So relaxed all day, every day. No worries, not a care. Not a care in sight. Oopsies. There you go, Goosey. Oh, it's 9 o'clock now. So technically we're started, but I'll still give people just a few more minutes to log in if they're running a little bit late. That's okay. Plus, who would want to get Goose out? Because once we get started, like, this is directly my work area, so Goose is gonna have to go, right? Alright, we'll probably get started in just about 2 minutes. We have 15 people logging in, which is great. Isn't that great, Goose? 15 people. Goose can't even count to 15. We have more people than we can count to. 16. Oh my gosh. Goose isn't even sure if that's a number. She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know if that's a number. Okay, sweetie, this is my coffee. Can't have that. She does this all day, by the way. Hey, it's not just this class. When I teach from home, she's just here the whole time. The whole time, right, Goose? Here the whole time. All the way into the afternoon. She's here with the grade 10s, the grade 12s, and the grade 11s. In the last period. Morning, Mr. Schiffman. Me and Mr. Schiffman got to hang out yesterday at school. We spent the day together. It was great. I went to school yesterday. It was fantastic. I had the opportunity to work actually in my workplace, which is pretty nice. Look at what Goose is doing right now. She's sleeping with her head on the keyboard, and it's kind of messing around with my computer right now. Not a big deal, but okay, sweetheart. Think it's almost time to move you. Yeah, she's loving this attention though. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I was at school yesterday. It was awesome. Got to see all my colleagues. I got to see, like I said, Mr. Schiffman. We spent the day together, and I got to hang out with Mr. Dodd, who is the grade 7 teacher, who teaches my old class. So that was really exciting. It's like really bright on this side, eh? Like this side of my face is completely white. I'm gonna close the drape in just a minute. Very bright day out. And then I also got to hang out with who else did I hang out with? Mr. Olfert, who used to teach grade 7, now teaches grade 8. I feel like I got to hang out with a few other people. I got to hang out with Mr. Kattenfeld. Mr. Kattenfeld is the grade 8 teacher. Something you may not know, little interesting piece of history. Mr. Kattenfeld was my science teacher when I was in grade 8. Grade 7. When I was in grade 7. That would have been the year 2000. From 2000 to 2001, Mr. Kattenfeld was my science teacher, and now he's my colleague. Isn't that funny how that works? So he hung out in my room for a little bit, showed him some cool stuff about Desmos and that sort of thing. We were at school yesterday. It was awesome. I was totally happy to go to school yesterday. It was nice to be there. Oh my gosh, yes. Thank you for reminding me, Mr. Shipman. Oh, so they're removing the lockers in the, I guess, what is that, the third hallway? The hallway that my room is in. I don't want to call it my hallway. It's not, I don't own it. It's not my hallway. The hallway that I'm in, they're removing all those lockers. And you can imagine there's a lot of those lockers. And don't get me wrong, I'm not an expert. No, the lockers, like the actual lockers, they're replacing them. Like I was saying, I've never removed a locker myself. That is something that I do not know how to do. Because you're off camera, you're supposed to be like the star of the show right now. Get back on the camera. Yeah, there you go. That's better. Yeah. I've never removed a locker before, but I guess I was surprised to hear that really there's no rhyme or reason to it. They just had a bunch of guys with crowbars, just like banging, bang, bang. See, even Goose just doesn't like that reenactment. Just banging on these lockers with crowbars and hammers and sledgehammers. It was a full demolition. So it's a good thing that I didn't try to do remote learning. Oh, hi, sweetheart. It was a good thing that I didn't try to do remote learning yesterday, because it would have been very disruptive. I had a massive headache. All day because, first of all, I forgot to have coffee in the morning, so I had to go get a late coffee about halfway through the day. It was awful. So I guess I'll have new lockers. I don't know if they'll have big ones or small ones or what, but at least you'll have a nice new fresh locker. And if your locker was in that hallway this year, I mean, my guess is that they'll probably hi, sweetheart. Yeah, I love you too. They'll probably like you probably would have a different locker next year anyways, right? You don't have the same locker from year to year. Yeah. Do you think that they will make the smaller ones? Yeah, they probably will be, because they can fit more lockers. But if you have the big ones, don't you have to share, or is that just middle school? I wonder. Anyway, so that's what happened yesterday. Really exciting. So I think I may have mentioned this last week. From now on, I'm going to be at school. Hi, Goose. Yeah. From now on, I'm going to be at school every second day. So it won't interrupt our schedule. It will interrupt my other classes' schedule, because my other classes I see every day, but now I'm only going to see them every second day. So that was really exciting. Okay, so some stuff is too big for your locker. You get 5 lockers for every 4 they remove. Okay, so it's only like 4/5 of the size then. It can't be that small, right? 4/5 is like, it's like 80%. Hi, sweetie. Okay, I think it's time for us to get started. So what we're going to do today is we're going to continue kind of looking at the major topics for the year. I think we're we're almost halfway there. The small ones aren't even that bad. And plus they're going to be brand new. Having new lockers is so nice. It's really, really nice. Okay, now Goose just got cat hair all over me. And then left. So I think that's a sign that, oh no, she's actually, oh my goodness, look where she is. It's going to be upside down, but I'm sure you can. Oh, no, she just left. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, hi. She was just like right on top of the computer, just hanging out there. She likes that spot. But now she's just right on my lap. Hey, sweetheart. Yeah. Yeah, you're helping. You're helping big time. Why is it out of focus? Yeah, okay, I think it's time to get started. What do you say? I think Goose wants to get started now. So I'm going to do this, and my cable's all twisted. There we go. Okay, that's better. And I should turn this off. Oh, and here we go. That's better. And this is not us. That's us. Okay, Goose. No. Come over here. Come back over here. Yeah. There you go. Hey, sweetie. Okay, it's time to get started now. Goose, now we're going to do some math. What do you say? Let's do some math. Okay. Did a tiger do that? Just catching up on your comments. Yeah, like you put your jacket in your locker. You put a lunch in there. Oh, okay, Goose. She wants. Did you see that? She just opened up the camera. She wants to get back on camera. Goose. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. She's in kind of one of those rangy moods where, okay, use photo, whatever. She wanted to take a picture. Oh my god. She just licked the screen, and then this is the. Did you guys know that I'm in a class right now? I'm taking a class, as a matter of fact. It's a class on number theory. This is my book, and lucky for me, I have this program. It's the same program that I use to make you guys notes, and Goose just wanted to see it. So this is the book that we use. These are the exercises at the end of a chapter, and this is me doing them. So that's what I've been doing in the past, like in my free time. It's working on my assignment. This is my assignment. You guys think that you guys have a lot of assignments? Look at the size of this assignment. It's ridiculous. It's so long. I could not believe how long this assignment is. Are you seeing this? I'm almost done. I've only got 2 bonus problems left. It's due today though. So I think that's what I'm going to spend my lunch hour doing. Bonus question 2, bonus question 3. These are the last 2 questions. I think I know how to answer them. I was working on it the other day and I was just so tired, so I just had to stop. You can imagine why I was tired. Like look how many pages there are. Like that is a very long assignment. I can tell you firsthand. I've written a lot of assignments. I've made a lot of assignments. I've marked a lot of assignments. This is one of the longer ones. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat here. Yeah, your saxophone. I know, right? It's not an assignment. It's like an exam. Yeah. Luckily, it's not too hard. I don't find that the questions are hard. They're just kind of annoying. Like they're all asking the same thing. It's the most repetitive assignment I've ever written. Anyway, that's that. Okay, okay, Goose. Okay, oh my goodness. I think I've mentioned this before, but cat's paws absolutely work on an iPad. And now she just opened up Photoshop on my computer, and now she's moving stuff around. Oh my gosh. She just really wants to be a part of the action today. Oh my goodness, Goose. Okay, that's enough. That's enough now. Love you too. And okay. All right. So yesterday, or not yesterday, but I guess it would have been on Friday, we looked at a list of topics for Grade 9 Advanced. So really all I did was I just went through our advanced curriculum and kind of went through the main topics and just started listing them down. So this is going to be the first part of kind of a series of lists that you'll receive. So the topics here, I'm just kind of giving you a brief overview of what those topics are. Okay, that's enough of that. Got to get out of this. There we go. And change the color. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just, just basically rifling off topics. So I'm not really explaining what the topics are. I'm going to give you a list of topics with explanations of what these things are and kind of an expectation of the type of questions that I would expect you to be able to answer. This is just kind of a very brief overview, but this may help for your topic map, and I'm hoping that you're able to, I listed, I think, well over 10 topics yesterday, so you can choose any of those for your topic map. For your project, all you need to do is choose 2 of these, right, and talk about the connection between those 2 topics. We're going to continue on in this direction. So today we're going to talk about like the overarching theme of linear functions. Okay, Goose, oh my gosh. Linear functions and relations. Okay, so this is like lines, like drawing lines on a graph. And then all the variations of that and what that can possibly look like. Okay, I'm just gonna have this YouTube chat open. Okay, yeah, tired. Okay, so first one, visual patterns. The visual patterns. And this is something that you would have done with Mr. McIntosh a fair bit. I know that he really likes visual patterns. Same with Miss Bray. I think visual patterns are awesome. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with visual patterns. And that's the kind of thing where you see like, a bunch of dots, and then you have more dots, and then more dots, and then more dots, and they kind of have like this cool shape to them as they grow. That's what visual patterns are. So you're probably already quite familiar with visual patterns. That's what visual patterns are. Okay, so graphing linear functions. Okay, this is a big one. Like, this is probably one of the biggest topics of this year, is graphing linear functions. So that would include things like analyzing your graph, interpolating, and extrapolating. Okay, so interpolating and extrapolating, what that refers to is, so like if I was to like graph something like this, and I had a bunch of, like if I had just a few dots, and then I were to graph this line like this, interpolating would be like, okay, well I've got these points right here, and maybe I want to know about this point. That's what interpolating would be. Because it's inside your data set, like you have, these are your points that you know. Extrapolating would be if you're like outside of those points, so extrapolate, okay? So if you wanted to know what was going on outside of your points. Interpolating and extrapolating is, you do it more in science. It's kind of more of like a statistics and data science kind of idea, but it is worth mentioning in a mathematical setting, because we do it in math too. So just knowing the difference between interpolating and extrapolating. I'm glad to hear that you're doing it in science. That's awesome. Okay. And so having things also like y equals mx plus b, that's a big one. You could have something like this, ax plus b equals cx plus d. Okay, so modeling linear equations of that form, that one's a little bit different. then you could have something like I'm just reading this here. Yeah, and then solving something like this. AX, A over X equals B. So this would be things like solving those kinds of equations. So just solving equations of different forms, that they look a little bit different. Let's see here. Yeah, we kind of did that. Wrote that down already. Okay, another big one is polynomials, and we kind of talked about polynomials already in the like on Friday. So, and yeah, we already kind of wrote, adding, subtracting, plus, minus. I'm going to write plus, minus, times, divide. So adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing polynomials. We already talked about it, but it does have to do with linear equations as well. Yeah, we did that. Okay, relationships. I should say relations. So writing about the connections between data and graphs. Okay, so being able to take some data and to graph it, and to be able to look at a graph and understand data. Looking at the difference between, I should say difference and similarities between functions and relations. Okay, we started doing that just recently. I guess another big one is, and this would kind of maybe go in the previous section over here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to erase polynomials because we already talked about polynomials. I'm going to talk about slope here. Slope is a big one, and the meaning of slope. So being able to see it in terms of rise over run. So that's one. Sorry, I've just got cat hair all over my face because Goose has just been rubbing herself all over my face. Being able to look at line segments to determine the slope. So actually just looking at a line and being able to like recognize what the slope is just by looking at the line. Looking at the rate of change. Looking at the slope between parallel lines. Like, so if you know the slope of one line and then there's another parallel line, do you know its slope? And then another big one is perpendicular lines. Okay, so you might already know that would be the negative reciprocal. Okay, so you might already know that. Okay, next up, let's see here. We've got being able to describe linear relations. This is being very sweet right now. She's not disturbing me at all. She's being absolutely perfect. Okay, so we're going to be able to describe linear relations using words. Okay, so being able to like use a interpret a word problem or to describe a solution using words, using ordered pairs. Okay, ordered pairs, a table of values. We're pretty good at using table of values, I'm pretty sure. We've done a lot of stuff using a table of values. Graphs and equations. Okay, we're also going to be able to interpret graphs. Okay, so being able to look at a graph and be able to determine the following things. So the x and y intercepts. Okay, be able to interpret those. Be able to look at the slope. And we've already talked about slope. Slope is kind of like its own big thing here. But looking at a graph and being able to determine its slope. Looking at the domain and range. Okay, so those are all things that I think we're pretty good at, just judging by the last assignment. Okay, we're almost done here. Got a few more things to talk about. Come on, here we go. So looking at, so I'm going to say graphing in different forms. Okay, so we have this form, y equals mx plus b. That's a big one. So that would be slope intercept. Intercept form. We would have general form, which is of the form ax plus by plus c equals 0. So that's general form. And then we have slope point form, which is, I think, probably my favorite. So y minus y naught is equal to m times x minus x naught. So that's slope point form. All right. Separa's cat is in the doghouse this morning. Uh-oh, climbed up onto her boyfriend. Oh, no. Oh. Well, Goose would never do that. She only does good things. She's never done a bad thing in her life. Right, Goose? Isn't that right? No, I'm just kidding. Goose can be very bad. Goose can be a very bad cat. Absolutely. Okay, what's next here? So graphing in different forms. Linear, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I think that's kind of all the same. Yeah, okay. Okay, and then this is a big one. So, systems of linear equations. So being able to solve two equations with two variables, being able to do it graphically, and being able to do it algebraically. Right? So I give you two linear equations, and then you find the solution. So if you want to do it graphically, you would find the intersection of those 2 points, and if you want to do it algebraically, then you could do something like substitution. And we did that, I think, on the last assignment, right? Okie dokie, so solve problem, blah, 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 blah. And then I think this was the last one is the distance formula. Okay, so the distance formula. So that is all about, okay, using the Pythagorean theorem. Right? So looking at the distance between 2 points on a plane. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's, okay, now Goose is touching the iPad again. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So just a quick review here. So we've got visual patterns, so looking at a pattern of things and being able to determine how that pattern changes mathematically. Graphing linear functions, so that's like a really big one. That's probably the most important aspect of this course. So being able to graph linear functions of different forms, being able to analyze the graph, being able to interpolate and extrapolate data, looking at functions of the form y equals mx plus b, being able to solve linear equations using algebra in different forms, and then having a deep understanding of slope. That's huge. So this is massive. This is absolutely the biggest topic of the year. Relations, so being able to look at data and their graphs, and then looking at the similarities. It's a plural. Similarities between functions and relations. Being able to describe linear relations, so using words, using ordered pairs, using a table of values, looking at graphs, equations, etc. Being able to interpret graphs, so if I gave you a graph of a linear equation, then being able to determine the x and y intercepts, looking at its slope and the domain and the range. Okay. And then graphing different forms, that's another big one. I would say that this one right here, graphing different forms, could actually kind of be a part of this graphing linear functions. That I think is probably where that all fits in. Systems of linear equations is another big one, but not quite as big as the others. So basically that's where I give you a graph, and then I give you a line, and then another line, and then your job is to find the intersection of those two lines. And we've seen that two parallel lines will never meet, so there's no solution to those. And sometimes I might give you two lines that are exactly the same, so they're actually one on top of the other, so it's the same line. So there's an infinite number of solutions. And then the last one is the distance formula, and I think we covered that 2 assignments ago. So that's, I think, the chessboard problem. That was a distance formula question. So okay, so we're gonna end it there. I know it's a little bit early, but I think that's a lot to work with. So hopefully you're able to use some of this stuff for your topic map. And like I said before, very shortly, hopefully by the end of the week, I will be able to provide you with a document that has all of this information and kind of breaks everything down in a kind of a really simple and easy way to understand, as well as provide some examples for you to check for yourself to see if you actually can do this stuff. So it's kind of like a self-assessment tool that you can use. So Goose really wants to say goodbye. Let's see here. How do I do this? There we go. Right, Goose? Just want to say goodbye to everyone? Yeah, she's still here. She's still here. Right where she left. Oh, and now she's right on top of the keyboard, just rolling on top of it, pressing buttons. See, she hit the start button. So that's how you know. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go. So I'll see you guys on Thursday. No. Yeah, I'll see you guys on Thursday. That's right. Thursday it is. And Goose wants to show you her big bad teeth. Look at how vicious her teeth are. Ooh, nice. Those are pretty sharp teeth. Don't mess with Goose. She wouldn't hurt you unless she really had to. And if she really had to, you wouldn't want those teeth sinking through your skin. No, I'm just kidding. Goose would never hurt a fly. She's extremely soft, and soft in terms of her personality. Also soft in terms of her fur. But yeah, she's a very non-violent cat. I mean, sometimes she kind of fights a little bit, like play fights with Kima. Oh, hi Goosey. Yeah. She's not a violent cat at all. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you guys on Thursday. Am I speaking from experience? Yeah, she's never bit me. Although sometimes when she's playing, like just right now, you may have seen that she kind of brought her paw up, and sometimes she scratches me by accident. And her claws are very sharp too. I don't know if you can see these. Here, one more little Goose clip before we go. Okay, Goose, show them your claws. Here, where's your claws? Ooh, yeah. See? don't know if you can see that. Very sharp. Oof. I think I might have to clip them. I clip them not as often as I should. I should really clip them about once a week. I usually clip them about once a month in reality though. Anyway, guys, I miss you terribly. I'll talk to you guys on Thursday. Oh, yes. Yeah, before I go, yeah, Mr. Shipman and I, we were talking a lot about when you're rounding. Rounding. Okay, so when you're rounding a number, this came up a lot in the assignment. Like if you have, like I think one of the questions, I forget which one, I think it was the last one. I asked you to round to the nearest tenth or something. So if like your calculator says that x is equal to like, I don't know, I'm just going to make up a number like 72.3148625, blah, 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 blah. And then you're asked to round to the nearest tenth. The symbol that you use is this symbol. So 72.3. Okay? So that symbol signifies that you did some rounding. Okay? So that's an important distinction. So when you say x is approximately equal to 72.3, what you're saying is that you made an approximation, that there was like maybe some data somewhere that wasn't quite accurate. You could also say that like x is approximately equal to like 73, right? Or you could say that x is approximately equal to 71. That's what the approximation symbol is used for. It means that like it's approximately this number. It's about this number. Whereas the rounding equal sign means that I did some rounding. That it means that it's not a precise value, but like it's 72.3, and then there's some other decimal places that were omitted. Whereas the approximately equal means that it's thereabouts. So they mean different things. So just thought I'd bring that out because it seemed to be a very common mistake. So anyway, I'm gonna go and I'll talk to you guys on Thursday. Bye bye.